So I've already gave this opinion enough. I completely believe that this brand new map which was added has been much better than the previous one. I really do love how it came out. It pretty much filled a lot of the quality of life changes that people have actually wanted to have in the game. However, much like any map in any other video game, of course it's going to be having its fair share of issues. And in today's video, guys, I'll be explaining you the top 5 issues in my opinion that I think should be changed as soon as possible, which are just tiny changes that could actually increase the quality of life by a lot. And I know since Gizmo's watching this video most likely, please do go ahead and take these things into consideration. They are really important for us. So yes, I know many people have already been complaining about it, but I just have to add it in today's video because if I don't, I would feel kind of bad about myself. I'm gonna be completely honest, I really like the overall theme that you guys have went with in terms of actually making this whole new map look good in terms of the hills, but if I'm gonna be completely honest, personally I'm not very happy with how these brand new types of hills have came out. It personally feels like you guys kind of just went into the editor and literally just made circles around the map and just build them up. That's kind of how it looks like, so I really feel like you guys should add a lot more patterns, and of course I'm speaking to developers by saying this, is by actually making this look a lot more alive, because right now these hills just look really dry. And I am fine with the fact you guys went with some different types of changes here, but I feel like there should be some type of things that need to be added into this to make it good. Not to add, I completely understand the theme that the developers have actually went with this. Of course they have went ahead and kind of went with this western theme when they wanted to make the hills look like this, and they kind of wanted to make them into like a circle motion. You can do this and it could look really well, but you kind of have to adjust the environment to a little bit more, and I feel like the new map should also have a little bit of mix of the old hills we had in the game while also having the brand new types of hills which they introduce here. I think this could work really well for the fact that we would actually have a mix and everything would actually feel a lot more alive for that reason. Anyway, nonetheless, I like the idea of it, but it just needs to be executed a little bit better. So now moving into the next problem which I do see with the brand new map, and this one has to be a serious issue because what they have decided to do in the brand new map is decrease amount of the gas stations which we do have in the new map. But not only did they do that, they nerfed the amount of speed that the tanks actually heal their health, but around 2 times. As you guys can see, the healing process, it looks like it's healing 1% every 2 seconds. So what are you telling me? That if my Abrams X is on 1%, I'm gonna have to sit here for like 3 or 4 minutes? Come on, devs. You know that this is a definitely big imbalance in terms of that, and this is a feature that everyone actually wanted to be changed. Not to add, I have another problem with the gas stations itself. As you guys know, since the map has been improved and is actually a lot bigger, for some entire reason, while they have decided to add a brand new map, they didn't add more gas stations, but they actually did the opposite, and they decreased the amount of gas stations we're going to be having in the new map. The gas stations were never overpowered because they were very much counterable and easy to actually destroy, and that was the point of it. It was supposed to be a high risk and high reward thing, but now we are just kind of put into a situation that if I want to go ahead and heal my tank, I have to sometimes go to the other side of the map to even get a chance to heal it, and I have to add in another fact is the fact I have to wait so long to actually heal my tank. Like, let me go ahead and show you something else. Like, for example, when I do go ahead and go into this area over here, there is absolutely no gas station, even though there's bases that will actually need those gas stations while going into wars. Like, there's empty space right here, empty space right here, even here, even here. Like, these 4 places where you guys, devs, could actually also put some gas stations right here, or even 1 gas station on each and every single side, just to make the experience slightly easier for players, because we are talking about quality of life here. So only what the developers have done is that they have decided to nerf the healing of the gas stations, but they also decrease the amount of them, because it's only 2 around the map and 1 inside of the middle. So if the map is going to be getting bigger, of course you want to have more gas stations and you want the gas stations to be better, but it kind of the opposite has happened here, and I am a little bit concerned about this. So I really hope the developers are going to be adding more gas stations around the map. We just need 2 extra. That's everything we're asking for, developers, and just make the speed back to how it was. It was never overpowered, and it was just great how it was. No one had a problem with it. Alrighty, so now moving into the next point is the metro stations. So the metro stations have been done incredibly well for the fact that the developers have actually made it way easier for us to return to our bases. And I do really appreciate that, because people had so many problems with actually being stuck in the middle of nowhere. Not only did they perfect this feature by making the animations really well and just making the transport system actually feel alive and cool, which I'm actually really proud of this, and I think they have done this and executed this pretty well. But with this feature, there is still one more problem which I do have. Since the map size has been increased, I do have one more thing to say. Because whenever you guys do go ahead and get dropped off near the place you're asking to be dropped off, let's just say I'm going to be going to my base, which is going to be Alpha. I am currently dropped at Desert North. As you guys can see, from now on, I basically have to go for around a 2-minute walk to even get back to my base. And people have pretty much wanted the metro stations or any type of transport to be introduced in the game for the reason that they won't have to walk back to their base. Sure, you won't have to walk through the whole map, but still you are forced to walk a little bit more, and you are still kind of in a situation where you just want to go ahead and reset instead of going back to your base. And this can be tackled in a few ways in which I believe that could be really good. First of all, adding a feature in which we could actually call a taxi, which is going to be taking us to our base from this place right here. It doesn't have to be, but there's also another way in which you guys basically have a little bit of a vehicle spawner right here, when you are allowed to spawn vehicles which are going to be taking you back to your base, which you are going to be able to drive yourself. Let's say the cooldown of it could be even up to 5 minutes to make it a lot less laggy and not make people infinitely just spawn these vehicles so it cannot be abused. Either I think that could work out pretty well, just making a station at which we could actually spawn some vehicles. Even we don't even have to use the current vehicles, which are the combat vehicles, to do this at these metro stations. We could pretty much just be able to the developers could just in any way, shape or form just add a literal car to the game that would actually work out, or maybe make the older Humvee design just work as a vehicle which is going to be taking us to our base. We just need something, because even if we do get through the metro stations, we just have to walk all the way back to our base, and if I'm gonna be completely honest, that's still not a fun experience. They have done really well with the metro. We just need a little bit more of a way to actually get back to our bases. Alrighty, so now actually moving to the fourth issue, which I do see with the brand new map. They have added brand new airports and even helipads on top of the buildings that are in the middle point, but unfortunately, I don't know why the developers have not introduced a feature at which we could actually repair these planes or helicopters at the airports, which I just do like to see this as a little bit of a stupid decision in terms of actually not adding this, because everybody pretty much asked for this. We have received stations at which we could actually repair the likes of the boats, but we haven't received anything like that for the planes, and I would be very appreciative to the developers if they are going to go ahead and actually add some type of healing places around the map for the planes or even helicopters that could even be in our bases if it's going to be too hard to implement it somewhere else. Like, I genuinely feel like there could be some way, shape or form in which this could be done, because right now people are still worried and kind of mad that even when you do land on these emergency airports, there's really no much use to it. Like, actually being able to heal the planes on these airports would actually give it more use, and it would actually give people more reasons to actually go ahead and land here, because other than this, there's not much reason at all. Alrighty, and now actually moving to the last and probably in my opinion the most important point is the unbalance between tank and plane or helicopter combat in this brand new map. So as you guys know, since the map has gotten around 2 times bigger, that obviously means that it's going to be taking a lot longer to get from A to B, and that is very understandable, because as a plane player, I don't think many people are going to be having problems with this, because the planes will be able to go up to 300 miles per hour, the freaking helicopters will be able to go 200 miles per hour. However, unfortunately, the tanks simply do not have enough speed, the ground vehicles do not have enough speed to get from A to B. If you guys actually want to get there and raid a base, then you're basically going to be taking 2 to 3 minutes to get to your specific base. And I gotta say, that is actually kind of boring if you want to just be able to go around a way bigger map. First of all, I believe there's 2 ways in which this could actually go ahead and be tackled and make it easier for the ground vehicle players, such as either making the ground vehicles faster adjusted to the brand new map, or adding vehicles that could actually help in terms of transport purposes. The developers have said many times that for now they are probably not going to be adding any types of helicopters or planes that will be able to transport tanks or ground vehicles around, for the reason it's very hard to actually balance out the physics. Well, I completely understand with this, that maybe we could have a feature which we would be able to call a tank or a ground vehicle in a specific area with like an airdrop or something, or we would be able to actually utilize the airstrike radio better, or just the radio itself, I guess we can call it now, or maybe add transport boats, because the boats are actually going to be utilized a lot more in this brand new map. For the interesting reason is that the map actually has a lot more space for water, and it's actually really much based on the water vehicles as of now. So I feel like if they were to just add a little bit more transport features for the ground vehicles, it would be easier, or just adjusting the speed to the map. Anyway, that are all of my complaints which I do have with this map. I believe that everything else was just executed perfectly, I'm going to be giving this map a good 9.5 out of 10. I just feel like these some little bits and pieces should definitely be changed just to make this map absolutely perfect and the most fun to actually experience. Anyway, personally, I'm being real, I am very much of a ground vehicle fan, and it just very much annoys me to also be able to not really go around the map as fast as I used to as well. Since the map has been made bigger, the ground vehicles also need to be balanced in that sense as well. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys in today's video. Kismet, if you're watching this, I very much appreciate it. I really hope that you could make these changes to make the game even better. And yeah, I'll see you guys next video. Have a great rest of your day, and thanks so much to my channel members.